Hello everyone, this is Tommy Hensel, Table for One Please. I have been away for a while, but after this long hiatus, I've decided to come back and start doing some videos again. I'm doing something a little bit different today, so I'm not reviewing cookbooks and I'm not talking about a specific restaurant. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that was sent to me in the mail. One of my favorite steakhouses in the Chicago area is called Perry's Steakhouse. And Perry's has been around since 1979, started in Texas. There's a number of them scattered around the country, and there's been one for quite a while in Oak Brook, one of the suburbs of Chicago, but they're opening a new location in Schaumburg in a couple of weeks. I've been invited to that opening, but in advance of that, they sent me a little gift and asked me if I might be willing to check it out, cook it, and talk about it. So today, I'm going to be talking about Perry's Steakhouse shop. So online, they've set up a way for people to order one of their famous signature items. It's their, this is going to sound redundant, their famous pork chop. This is the pork chop. It's 7 fingers high, which is an old school way of measuring the height of meat. It comes fully cooked, and it comes also with a container of their signature steak butter and a recipe card. It is arguably one of the best things that I have ever ordered in a restaurant. And actually, I've reviewed the restaurant a couple of times, and I reviewed a specific pork chop centric event. So I will make sure that I link that in this video. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to see if I can follow instructions. I'm going to cook this, show it to you. I'm going to throw together a couple of sides so that I have a nice meal, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go away for a few minutes and do some prep, and I'll be right back. That was probably the fastest prep I've ever done for anything. So this is really simple. The recipe card says if you're cooking in a traditional oven, preheat the oven to 325. So I've been doing that for a while. And then it said to take out the pork chop, and it said put it on foil and then create a dome with aluminum foil. It's kind of an ambiguous direction, so I'm assuming that I did it correctly. I have put the pork chop on a baking tray with aluminum foil. It says to add 2 tablespoons of water around the base of the pork chop, which I am now doing. And in order to create the dome, I'm going to dome it with another piece of aluminum foil. So my assumption is that it's kind of steaming as it cooks. So I'm going to put this in the oven for 45 minutes. Once it's done, they say to take it out, put the butter on, put it back in to let the butter melt, and then bring it out. Of course, it'll have to rest a little bit. And then I'm going to go online. I think I remember that there's a video somewhere showing how they carve this tableside. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to see if maybe I can duplicate that. Huh, this ought to be kind of fun. So I'll be back in a little while with a cooked pork chop. Hello, everyone. I am back. Okay, this is the unveiling. I have cooked this for 45 minutes, put the butter on top of it, and let it rest for 5. So the butter isn't melting all that quickly, but that's all right. Now, I'm going to try to carve this. Doesn't that look good? This is what people at Perry's call the eyelash. So I'm going to carve the eyelash off. Oh my gosh. That's the most juicy part of the pork chop. Yay. All right. Then you have the rest of the loin. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out how to get the rest of the loin. Well, you know what? I am not successful at carving. So, oh, you know what? That's the eyelash. I'm wrong. That's the eyelash. All right, so I lied. That's what they call the eyelash. That's amazing. This is part of the major loin. I'm just going to move that. So I sort of cut it into 2 pieces. There we go. Not clean and beautiful the way they do it tableside at Perry's. Sorry for that. I just need to take a little lesson from Perry's. And then we cut the chops. You generally will get 3 or 4 chops out of this. In this case, we have 3. 1, 2, 3. So there you have it. Not beautiful carved tableside like they do at Perry's, but hey, I did it. So what I'm going to do is in a minute, I'm going to plate it up with some sides that I put together. I have decided to pair this today with the 2016 Nuevo Mundo Cabernet Sauvignon from the Maipo Valley in Chile. It's had enough time in the bottle that the tannins have smoothed out, but what's interesting about this wine is that it's still got a really sharp hit of acidity, and it's got that herbaceous green pepper flavor that you get with the Cabernet sometimes. This is unctuous and sweet and really dense. They roast it for 7 or 8 hours over pecan wood, and it's got all sorts of spices, including sweet spices. So it's very sweet and very umami and very rich. I think the acidity and that little hit of herbaceousness will be a really nice pairing. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to plate it up and we'll be back in a few minutes. So I am back and you'll see I've got it plated up. I did a little piece of each section. I have the eyelash, which is the sweetest, juiciest part of the pork chop. I've got one of the actual rib pieces, and then I've got a little bit of the loin, and I paired it with two really simple things, some roasted broccoli and some steamed corn. Simple, easy. I didn't want it to interfere with the pork. As I said earlier, I'm pairing it with this Chilean Cabernet. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you will go to Perry's and buy one of these amazing pork chops and try it for yourself. And until then, salud.